Good morning, and happy Thursday from the farm. Welcome to another episode of Thinking Outside the Soil, where we talk story about the farmers and ranchers using hydroponic practices to grow the crops and creatures we need to eat. And I am your host, Seany Alfalfaseed. Thank you for being with us on this beautiful morning. Wonderful day yesterday down in Denver with the kiddos, and today the sun is shining and the weather is pretty sweet. Chickens are out doing their chicken thing while we get ready to present another round of chicken sprouts. How to sprout for your chickens. But I wanted to conclude some of my thoughts on drought and wildfire yesterday. So today's episode is a little bit more about why we care about drought. Here in Colorado, we've seen droughts over my entire lifetime, over all of the 3+ decades that I've been living here. And I brought up aridification and desertification in those previous episodes to point out some very important aspects that we see. And those in California know the perils of less water, much like we do. And sunken land is really only part of the water scarcity problem. But hey, just real quick, while I've got you early on, drop a comment in the box and be sure that you follow the show and leave a review. Let others know why they should listen too. Here in Colorado, from about 2018 to 2019, we had a really significant drought. And during this time, there just, for the most part, wasn't enough rain and enough snowpack throughout the year for us to have a good water supply. So the forests were extremely dry. And that dryness had a huge impact on those areas when the summertime came. And as we've seen over the past few years in California and in Australia, those wildfires devastate areas. And I had the opportunity to live near one of those wildfires myself. Thankfully, I didn't get to live there too long, so I do recognize, and my heart goes out to those that don't have an opportunity to necessarily get away from where wildfire really is. When I first started raising chickens, it was in this area called Berthoud, Colorado, and we had several wildfires in 2020 that just blanketed the entire sky with this thick black smoke. So thick that you couldn't see but a couple inches in front of you. And we're ironically grateful that everyone was being masked during the time, because we were somewhat protected from this ash that was just everywhere. It was coming in the vents of our cars as we drove around. And it wasn't just what was in the air that really affected everyone. It's what happened after the dust settled and the ash stayed on the ground. It burned the forests away. And when the rain and snow did come, there was nothing left to keep that water on the ground, and it essentially ran off into the rivers, into the lakes, and dirtied the waters up so much that in general, we were unable to use the water like we were normally used to using water. Now, wildfires are a very complicated issue, and they're not just solely because of drought. So I want to be very mindful that I am not blaming wildfire on drought, nor is it just a simple thing that can be handled by hydroponics or other water-saving technologies and solutions. But it's something that we might not think about as farmers and ranchers, that those people out there are significantly impacted by these secondary and tertiary effects of drought and water scarcity. What if your ditch was so dirty that you couldn't use the water to feed your crops or feed your creatures? It's something that we've faced here in Colorado, that farmers face in California, that farmers in Australia, even a few years ago with those devastating fires, inevitably faced just as bad as we did. And my heart goes out to those that deal with these things. However, it's not all doom and gloom, and it is up to us to better understand what we can do moving forward to better mitigate some of these challenges. So that's all I do have for us today on a Thursday, a bit randomly out there about wildfire. I'm going to talk a bit more tomorrow about a farmer who has suffered from wildfire to help us understand a bit more of how that may look. If you want to learn more about how hydroponic fodder is helping farmers save water, improve livestock quality, and become better stewards, head on over to thinkingoutsidethesoil.com and check out my book. If you are listening today on Thursday, we are doing our chicken sprouting demonstration. We're going to show you the secrets to being a savvy chicken farmer that the feed stores don't know. So be sure to follow the show, check out the links below, and join us on another episode. Take care and have a lovely day. Hey, before you go, check out the links below, leave me a rating and review, and follow the show. Don't forget to get yourself some of our Blooming Health blended sprouting mix. Our mix has been shown to get the best eggs and create the healthiest flocks. With feed costs going up, right now's the time to lock in a subscription so that you can get the best eggs without having to go to the grocery store or the feed store anymore. Check out the links below to get yourself some Blooming Health blended sprouting mix.